He's back.
Here's Johnny.
Yo, Pablo Torre got me feeling like Drake in 2015. So a little ex-birdie told me, in 2022, Kawhi Leonard played in 26% of games due to right knee stiffness, before the reported $1.75 million delayed payment was made by aspiration. The day after it was deposited, Leonard went on to play 82% of the Clippers' total games to close out the season. Yo, every time Kawhi was out for the last 3 seasons,
it's been 84 years.
Because of right knee stiffness, right knee soreness. Yo, the whole time it might have been just because the Clippers were late with that payment. And how do we know it's the Clippers who were late? Because it is.
Considering this is not just the vice chairman of the Clippers, but also their alternate governor, Dennis Wong, this probably will widen the scope of the investigation. This one is going to be harder to explain.
I wish I could claim the reporting on this, but this is Pablo Torre for sure. I mean, connecting the dots that Dennis Wong was the guy who came in like Captain Save-A-Ho to repay that remaining $2 million so that Kawhi Leonard and Uncle Dennis were happy. And then when you make the connection that Dennis Wong, who coincidentally has the same name as Uncle Dennis, turned out to be Steve Ballmer's old roommate and the only other part owner of the Los Angeles Clippers. Steve Ballmer owning 99% of the Clippers, while his friend from Harvard, Dennis Wong, owning the remaining 1%. Broski, the block is hot. But without further ado, let's run through all of this Kawhi Leonard damning evidence. So in addition to Kawhi Leonard purposely missing games because he was waiting on that payment that he shouldn't have been getting in the first place, requested a $10 million no-show job from the Toronto Raptors, and also was asking for shares in the Toronto Maple Leafs, received $28 million from Aspiration with an additional $20 million worth of stock. Yo, hold on. I gotta say, we all need an Uncle Dennis in our corner. This guy had Kawhi making money that he had no business making. And yo, speaking of Captain Save-A-Ho,
my name is Mark Cuban.
Why the hell is Mark Cuban so concerned? Since now his famous "I am Team Ballmer" tweet, Mark Cuban has been working overtime. Like, look at all this just from yesterday. Goes on and on and on, and this is all about the Steve Ballmer, Pablo Torre investigation. Eventually, Pablo asked him the same thing that we are all wondering. Yo, bro, why are you doing this?
There's no reason for me to try to defend Steve Ballmer.
Mark, the Clippers gained Kawhi Leonard in exactly the way that Kawhi and his reps pitched Toronto in 2019. No show job plus equity. The Clippers also gained a $300 million sponsorship deal that is all over public articles.
And then they offered us an unbelievable sum of money, $330 million. That by itself, one of the biggest sponsorship deals ever done.
Here's a question. Why are you doing this? Because it's clear that Aspiration had a deal with the Clippers for $300 million. It's clearly mentioned that Kawhi Leonard was trying to get shares in the MLSE and the Toronto Maple Leafs, as well as $10 million for doing nothing for the Toronto Raptors, in which the Raptors said... So with all of this information clearly out on Front Street and so much damning evidence, why are you working so hard to fight for Team Ballmer, Mark Cuban? Well, Mark replied, I'm doing this because it's fun. You feel so positive that you're right. My experiences say otherwise. It's a fun challenge, kind of like doing a crossword puzzle. It is feasible to you that his representative pitched Aspiration and Joe Sandberg saw value in having KL2 on the cap table, so he did the deal. How much do you know about Sandberg and how he valued having a deal with KL2? Isn't that a critical element in all of this? Mark, this is sounding like a ton of word salad, and I mean, you're on tweet number 15. But let's go back to the beginning, when Mark said, I'm doing this because it's fun.
I'm a fun guy.
I mean, I don't have anything concrete to retort that reply, Mark Cuban. However,
The Love Boat, hey, soon we'll be making another run.
the Love Boat, soon we'll be making... Yeah, my theory is that Mark Cuban could just be crushing on Steve Ballmer. However, somebody with the handle Hardwood Junkies replied with this. Business Insider. Dirk Nowitzki has sacrificed as much as $194 million in discount contracts for the Mavericks.
There's no reason for me to try to defend Steve Ballmer.
Yo, the block is hot. Yo, Mark Cuban might be seeing himself in Steve Ballmer. Maybe he's scared that some stuff might come out on him because he is working overtime and he's a billionaire. Aren't these guys busy? But I'm going to leave this with y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Why do y'all think Mark Cuban is putting out all these fires? You think he's trying to circumvent the fact that he was circumventing the cap the entire time for Disco Dirk? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time. The Love Boat.